Before you start, could you give me a clap?
A clap?
A beautiful clap. All right.
I've been working on my clap for about a half hour before I got in here today. Hi, this is Josh Gottheimer, Democratic candidate for governor in New Jersey, and this is Local Leaders.
In 30 seconds or less, what's your backstory?
So I grew up in Jersey. My folks and grandparents are from Jersey. I love Jersey. I've worked both in the private sector for Ford and Microsoft. I worked for Presidents Clinton and Obama and the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. And I came back to Jersey to run for Congress and now governor to make sure we get the backs of other people who live in Jersey because I love it here and want to make it more affordable for everyone.
What inspired you to run for governor?
Listen, I love Jersey. I'm mildly obsessed with Jersey. But the bottom line is, I know a lot of people everywhere I go are struggling to be able to afford to stay in Jersey, whether they're kids after they graduate or when they retire. So my whole thing is about making life more affordable for people, get taxes down, get costs down, live up to our great values as a state, but make sure people can afford to be here.
What's your take on how New Jersey should handle congestion pricing?
I'm one of the leaders against the congestion tax, and I think we should keep fighting it. The good news is we've been making progress. We're totally getting screwed by New York here. Not a nickel of the congestion tax comes to Jersey. It's costing people a fortune, like those nurses and firefighters and cops, $9 a day to commute, and more pollution in northern New Jersey. I get it if you like it if you're in New York. It totally hoses us in Jersey.
How do you plan to protect small businesses from the impact of tariffs put in place by the current administration?
Well, it's not just small businesses, it's families, right? Because what's happening is these tariffs are causing prices to go up and people's retirement savings to go down. So I'm actually leading bipartisan legislation to fight back and say to the president, if you want to pass another tariff and go after one of our allies, our key trading partners, you got to come to Congress like it should be and get approval. No more of this crazy chaos where you're sending prices up.
The current administration has already been combative with several state governors. How would you work with the federal government while standing for New Jersey's values?
Well, you got to do two things, like I always have. To solve a problem, you got to fight to protect Jersey families. So you fight the administration when they screw with us. And then, listen, if there are places they want to work with us to lower taxes or fight the congestion tax, I'm happy to talk to them. But right now, all they've been doing is going after Jersey and our families, and we got to fight hard to protect Jersey at all costs.
I know your campaign has been very heavily surrounded with lowering taxes, right? But if you had to choose between lowering income taxes or property taxes, which would you choose and why?
You've got to start with property taxes because, I'm for lowering all taxes, but property taxes especially because they're killing our communities. People can't afford to stay here. The number one reason they say that is because of property taxes. AARP just put out a survey. 41% of seniors that they interviewed said they're looking at leaving the state, and their top reason, they can't afford property taxes. So, we got to get property taxes down, we got to get rents down, and give people some help there by getting more housing that's affordable. If we do these things, people want to be in Jersey. Why would you not want to be in Jersey? It's a great place to raise a family, great schools, right? It's beautiful, beaches and lakes. We got so much going for us. But people just keep running into a wall and they say, I just can't afford to stay here. We fix that, no one's stopping us.
Why should someone from South Jersey vote for you?
Because I love Jersey, and they love Jersey. It's one Jersey. I don't see differentiators at all. And the bottom line is South Jersey needs lower property taxes, South Jersey needs lower income taxes and help with rent. And seniors across our state, I'm very focused on seniors, right, where I'm giving a break to seniors. If you stay in Jersey and you turn 70, I'm giving you a tax break because we got to make it easier for our seniors to be able to afford to retire here because they want to be near their families. And that's in North Jersey, South Jersey, the middle of Jersey. It doesn't matter. It's one Jersey. We all love Jersey.
So let's go to the rapid fire questions. These are meant to be off the cuff, no questions answered with questions.
Depends what you ask me.
That's fair. Okay. Who's your favorite New Jersey musician?
Springsteen.
Taylor Ham or Pork Roll?
Taylor Ham.
Rutgers or Seton Hall?
Rutgers.
Does Central Jersey exist?
Sure.
Is $6 too much for a latte?
Yeah, absolutely.
Giants or Jets?
Giants.
If you were stuck in a sinkhole, what Bruce Springsteen song would you sing?
The Rising.
Wawa or Quick Check?
Wawa. Love the pretzels.
Parkway or Turnpike?
Parkway.
Favorite New Jersey newspaper?
I'm not answering that. What do you want? You think I'm nuts? I'm trying to win for governor here. I'm not picking a favorite. You nuts? No way.
What town in New Jersey do you think has the prettiest main street?
The prettiest main street?
Yeah.
There are many beautiful main streets in New Jersey. I like the prettiest Main Street. Okay, I'm going to say where I live now in Tenafly, so I'm going to offend my mayor. He knows where I live.
Pizza or bagels?
Bagels.
Would you live at a New Jersey mall?
Are you kidding me? Definitely. In fact, I talk to my wife about that all the time. Right above the mall, it'd be amazing. You get everything you want, as long as they have a gym.
When you're heading down the shore, where do you go?
Seabright.
What are your thoughts on Connecticut?
Sucks. Just like New York. Although they cut their income taxes for families this year, and I'm pissed about that. We got to do the same thing.
Give a shout out to your favorite restaurant.
Oh man, I could really offend a lot of people on this one. Favorite restaurant. Which one are you saying?
A diner.
I know, but I'm thinking about it. You can't pick diners. That's fucking dangerous. My favorite restaurant. You're going to piss like a million people off by if you pick your favorite restaurant. What type of food are you talking about? There's so many good restaurants.
All right, what's your favorite type of food?
I mean, love Sunday night Chinese food, love pizza.
All right, what's your
love
favorite
bagels.
pizzeria?
I'm going to pick Wyckoff Pizza because I lived in Wyckoff forever.
How much should a slice of pizza cost?
Under $2.
Favorite coffee shop?
Bulldog in Ridgewood.
Are you doing research?
I love that place. It's a great drip.
Bulldog coffee.
Great drip.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
By the way, very good bagel place next to Bulldog's.
Should New Jersey pump its own gas?
You should have full service gas in Jersey.
What town in New Jersey do you think is the most underrated?
What is this, like trying to make me lose questions? You want me to pick towns that is most underrated? I think Fairhaven's a beautiful town. Underappreciated town, Fairhaven. Like that whole area is underappreciated. Oh, I got another underappreciated place. The top of our state, we have the Delaware Water Gap. In the state of New Jersey, no one knows. We have the Appalachian Trail in New Jersey, in Vernon, New Jersey, right? Totally underappreciated town, Vernon, New Jersey, because you've got the Appalachian Trail, you've got horseback riding, you've got, right, it's beautiful, you've got skiing. Do you know like any history of Vernon, New Jersey? Like the Playboy Club was in Vernon, New Jersey?
The what?
The Playboy Club, like used to be in Vernon, New Jersey.
Would you support opening the Playboy back up?
No, but they're looking at opening a Hard Rock Cafe there. The Hard Rock Hotel, Hard Rock Hotel. The whole top of the state of New Jersey, Sussex County, Warren County, parts of Passaic County, are totally unappreciated. During the pandemic, people started going there. We've got farms, you've got all these trails, you've got lakes, beautiful lakes, like hiking, amazing hiking, and it's an hour from here, and nobody goes.
What are your thoughts on beach badges?
We can't keep raising the price on beach badges. It's killing people. You know, you need to have affordable beach badges for people. You know, and they keep jacking up the prices, and it's like making some beaches unaffordable. Yeah, listen, I get that some towns will say to you, hey, you know, we gotta pay to keep the beach clean, right? And then there's costs to keeping their beach clean. But the fact of this is it's out of control. Generally, it falls into my stop nickel and diming everybody. We screw people, they can't even get a paper bag at the grocery store, right? You know, you gotta like buy the $3 reusable bag, which, by the way, you then buy another one because you forget it the next time. It's all this nickel and diming stuff. If you're a small business like you are, we charge you $75 a year to re-register, right? Something like that, right? Depending upon how many, like what year you get in. $75 a year, and you get nothing for that. Like a little reprint the certificate. And Pennsylvania charges you $7 for the same thing. New York, less than $7. And yet we rip people off with $75 a year. We got to stop doing this to small businesses.
Would you support expanding NJ Transit to more of Jersey's shore and Atlantic City?
Totally. Have to. But we got to build, that's why these gateway train tunnels, which I helped actually write the bill for and pass it, which is great, because right now we can't actually add more capacity to the line. We just can't handle it, because we got one tube in, one tube out. That's why as part of this, we got to build more stops, we got to add more ferries, we actually have to expand buses, and we're getting a new bus terminal. We need more mass transit overall and better mass transit.
With the Department of Education potentially being eliminated, how will you ensure this doesn't impact New Jersey's high-performing public schools?
Our schools are amazing. We have to make sure we get the money. Listen, there's some things that'll be affected by closing the Federal Department of Education, which I think we'd have to do in Congress, and I think it's going to be really hard. So they can talk a big game, and we're going to fight that. But regardless, we need the money, especially for Title I, kids with disabilities, kids with certain learning challenges. Those dollars have to come to the state of New Jersey. It's about 10% of our funding for schools. So look, we're just going to have to get those dollars. And I don't think the other states need them too. So I don't think they're turning around and getting rid of those dollars. They may run it differently, but we got to get the resources back to the state.
What is your plan to make New Jersey more affordable for the middle class?
Cutting taxes, especially property taxes, by 15% across the board. Lowering income taxes for middle class families, giving seniors I call it a stay in Jersey, you stay here, you get a senior bonus. You turn 70, you lived here a decade, you get a senior bonus because I want you to stay. And we're giving incentives to people to move to Jersey. So we got to grow our state, get more jobs, and cut taxes. And that's a recipe. And my plan that I put out, my tax cut plan for Jersey, fully paid for, makes pension payments, deals with our structural deficit. It just runs things better and goes after New York, who screws us, and goes after people who don't pay their taxes.
Should NJ state and local law enforcement assist in ICE raids?
I think these, and I've said this very clearly, these mass roundups that are happening are totally unacceptable, where Trump is sending in people to go into schools and to restaurants and to churches and go round up innocent, undocumented people. It's totally unacceptable, and of course we should not play any role in that. And the state's directive doesn't allow that, the governor's trust directive, as it shouldn't. It shouldn't allow that.
What sets you apart from the other candidates?
Listen, if you haven't heard, I'm very focused on making life more affordable, cutting taxes, and lowering costs. Whether that's child care costs and going after utility bills and getting those down, or focusing on getting taxes down. It's totally doable. I'll get it done. You want a fighter, someone who solves problems and isn't afraid to take on the system. But this can't go on this way because it's killing hardworking people in Jersey. So I'm the only gubernatorial candidate running who actually has a plan to cut taxes. I'm the only one who's ever beaten a sitting Republican incumbent who's running for governor, so I know how to win and get Democrats, Republicans, and independents to vote for me. And we're going to need to do that because November is going to be tough.
Will you continue to protect access to reproductive health care in New Jersey, including safe and legal abortion?
1,000%. It's one of our greatest advantages as a state is our values advantages. So we got to make sure that we keep fighting for that.
Can you share something Governor Phil Murphy has done that you disagree with?
I think Phil's done a great job. We definitely, we disagreed when it came to the veterans' homes in New Jersey. I was, during the pandemic, fought incredibly hard to make sure we got more care into there, and there was some differences on that approach during the pandemic. I guess that's what I pick up.
If you were chosen to be the next governor, what's the most important thing you hope to accomplish?
Lower taxes. And by the way, as we cut taxes and make life more affordable for people, we can also take care of people just the way we are. Because if you run things better and smarter and do the things in my plan, you'll be able to do both things well. And make sure our communities are safe, which I think is critically important always. It's why I have, I really believe that we can have the best state in the country always. We just got to be smart about how we run the state.
That's over.
Okay, thanks, man.
It's really great.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, man. That was fun. Thanks again for having me. Get the latest of what's happened in Jersey. Download the Towns Of app.